One of the questions we were sent to us was talking about knob to the barrel, pushing the barrel. What is the difference and how do we fix it? How do we know? How do we help young hitters? So one of the things that we've started really doing is a lot of one-hand drills. So we'll start out with something small. The one-hand drill, if you haven't seen the series on that, let me know. I'll click you the link to it. But once we figure out where our perfect scap load is in our one-hand drill, everything gets much easier. So this is just an add-on to it. Now, we're talking about pushing the knob. We hear a lot of people say push the knob, take the knob to the ball. Remember, it's communication and understanding what we're doing. The knob does go to the ball, okay? But we don't want to push it to the ball, all right? If we push, as we come through and we push, the barrel is moving towards the ball, but there's no power. You significantly take the power out. Now, if you want to push the ball and push everything the other way, and you're successful at that, hey, it's your swing. You have to decide what you're gonna do. But what we're being asked is, how do we get the most efficient and most powerful swing, staying in the zone early as possible and as long as possible. So watch when my barrel gets into the zone if I push. About right here, okay? Now, if we have a proper barrel tip, okay? If we get loaded, my scap is anchoring everything. I use this hand just to help set my angles. We know that the front elbow or the front arm sets the angle of the bat because I'm working off 90 degrees. That's in the first series. Here, as my hip starts to rotate, my barrel tips, my hand's not on it, and I'm in the zone now, okay? Here versus here. So that's one reason why it's important to understand the knob of the barrel and what its job is. We get loaded. Now, as we start to sequence through, this hip is gonna lead, the hands are gonna stay anchored, the barrel is gonna tip, and it's gonna flow, okay? When we end up with it, if I'm looking at you here, we're gonna end up here, okay? That's a proper one way to know. So I'm here, one hand. I can go to a 36-inch barrel. Hold. Start to turn, I'm tipping. Now I can feel it more. And I'm through. People say if your shoulder's dipping. Okay, so here's the difference between a dip and a turn. Here is a collapse and a dip. This is a turn. I wondered how, if my barrel and my shoulders are gonna work like this, how am I gonna hit that upper pitch? Aren't I susceptible to the upper pitch? There's one and two answers to that. If my barrel slots at the top of my shoulder, just back of it where it's supposed to, the strike zone's under my barrel. So now all I gotta do is work down and through. I'm not gonna get beat by that upper pitch. Now, if I hit here and I collapse, see, my barrel's not moving towards the ball. I call that a negative movement. Now it's moving towards it. So if you collapse at all, yes, you're susceptible. If you turn properly, you're at the top of the zone, you can work back down through. So this is a 36-inch, no problem, top of the zone. Normal size 34 bat, no problem. 75-ounce practice bat, no problem. So get your scap loaded, let the knob turn, not push, and see what happens.